779-8888. For Zero Res, spell it backward or forward, it spells the same.
Hey, welcome back to Doug Pagitt Radio on AM 950, the progressive voice of Minnesota, DougPagittRadio.com. Joined here in studio or on the phone by our natural health coach, Shelley Pagitt, here momentarily. And Shelley wanted to let you know that she is interested in your questions that you might have for her. So if you have questions that you would like to give her and have her address on the show, she would be glad to hear those from you. So head over to the Facebook page at Doug Pagitt Radio on Facebook and let her know what your natural health questions are. We were in a little conversation with a friend the other day, actually our son, and he said, well, hey, on the show.
Not a friend.
He said, hey, on the show, you should talk about this particular topic, and I think our natural health coach, Shelley Pagitt, is going to address that very personal question. So in 2012, we are going to be soliciting and eliciting your questions. Hey, natural health coach Shelley Pagitt.
Hi.
How are you?
Sorry, I'm a little second late here. I had a little mishap with my phone.
Well, we were doing a little setup for the fact that our young lad at home suggested a topic for you to talk about on the radio program today.
That's right, and I'm happy to talk about it as I walk outside. Hopefully it's not too loud, but yeah, so then I don't know what you said beforehand, so should I just get at it?
Yes, I didn't tell them what it was. I just set it up as his introduction to it.
Okay, so we were talking on the phone, or we were talking in the car, and I had asked Chico, hey, what should I do for my health tip? And he talked about something that has bothered him from time to time, and I thought I would tell the story and then give the tip.
Okay.
So,
and if you could get inside, I think it would sound better.
Okay, I'm working on it because inside was really loud where I just was. So, okay, so he was up one night late, and I said, "Why every night does it seem like you're in bed and then you get out of bed? What's going on?" And he said, "I can't sleep. I have RLS." And I was like, what in the world? Which I'm sure a lot of listeners know that RLS is restless leg syndrome. Restless
leg syndrome. It's that feeling when someone's laying in their bed that their legs are creeping around, or they have to keep moving them, or their legs are itchy or something.
Right. And again, it's one of those instances where if we listen to our bodies, we would have a much better, body. So people kind of think this has been going on since probably the beginning of time. I'm not really sure. That's a big statement. But really what's happening, it happens with kids when they're having growth spurts. Mm-hmm. It happens more and more with adults. And what it is it's actually a mineral deficiency, mm-hmm. and it's your bones talking to you and telling you, asking you to please pay attention to them. And what most people need is they need calcium and they need magnesium.
So you're suggesting that restless leg syndrome is some sort of a mineral deficiency, and it's your body going through some sort of giving you some kind of internal cramp or indication that you're short these minerals?
Yeah, I think it's the bones that are lacking in, like, they're not just restless for no reason. They're not restless because you need to get up and move. Sometimes it happens if you're a really mm-hmm. Passive kind of if you have a passive kind of a lifestyle where you're doing a lot of sitting, a sedentary lifestyle where you're doing a lot of sitting. Mm-hmm. But it happens to a lot of people, and the legs are, obviously they're big bones in the body, and we need to fill them up with minerals that most of us don't get enough in our diets. And so I've talked before about bone broth and like mineral supplements and eating organic fruits and vegetables, especially root vegetables, because if they're grown in organic soil, then that soil is full of nutrients versus, in order to make the produce grow, versus like a more traditionally grown food that has a lot of synthetic fertilizers on it. Mm-hmm. They kind of make it grow versus it growing on a natural course.
Yeah.
And so it's a similar thing. Our bones need need minerals, and they need a whole myriad of minerals, but the main one would be calcium. And a lot of people think you're going to get enough calcium from drinking milk.
Yeah,
or,
yeah. I mean,
like,
that's most common. And then people will say, well, that milk doesn't do well on my stomach, or I'm lactose intolerant, so then they don't end up getting the calcium that they need.
Or they also
So what should they do about that?
Well, then they think milk is their only source of calcium.
Right.
Or dairy, and like there's a lot of calcium in a lot of other foods, like nuts and dark leafy greens, and and lots of different foods. But if you take a good calcium supplement, and I'll give a recommendation for what the best one is, but really you could try anything. So actually, Chico, to finish that story, Chico ended up taking it. I said, you need calcium and magnesium, and actually vitamin C helps you absorb it better. So he took those two supplements at night, and he was able to sleep. And he said right away, I mean, since then, if he remembers to take the calcium and magnesium, he sleeps way better. It's also calming for your nerves and calming for your mind. So it's not just getting at the bones; it's actually kind of stabilizing.
And how does somebody take those in a pill form? Is that the best way?
A pill form is a great way if you can. Otherwise, liquid. They have a lot of liquid supplements for kids. This happens a lot with kids. And you can go into a co-op, a natural food store, Whole Foods, whatever, and get a good liquid calcium, and just make sure that it doesn't full of like fillers or like artificial flavors or colorings. And you want to have twice as much calcium as magnesium.
Oh boy.
So
are there particular brands that you'd suggest so that someone would
just a type of calcium, hydroxyapatite. So I know it's a weird name, but if you think apatite is spelled like appetite,
yeah.
So calcium apatite, calapatite. That's a really, really good kind. It's a bone calcium, and also a really cheap form of calcium is bone meal.
Calapatite.
Yeah, or bone meal is a powder, and a lot of people buy bone meal for their garden, and they'll throw it into their garden in the spring, into the soil. And if you take that bone meal, it's a powder form, and it's actually from like shaved antlers or something, crushed antlers or some kind of bone like that, then it actually feeds our bones. So there's a whole variety of ways to get this kind of calcium supplement, and I guarantee you no more RLS and no